Hello, it's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. I'm back for another spiritual chat. Um, I guess a little bit about myself. I am a spiritualist reverend. I am a psychic medium. And I have been on the journey of trying to figure out my own spiritual beliefs pretty much my entire life. So I'm just going to share with you, as I say with anything spiritual, it's a journey, and really you get to take and believe whatever you want. So some religions work for people. Hi, seashells. Some religions work for people, and that's great. And there's a lot of stuff in the New Age community that works for some people and doesn't work for others, and that's great too. I really believe in manifesting. I really like the law of assumption, but I don't think one way is better than another, because I think we all have different learning styles and different things will like connect with us. Some people better than others. So I'm just sharing what I know in my musings, and hi KK and my hi Emily, and my observations of the world. And you can take what you want, leave what you don't like, and have a great day regardless. So I wanted to talk about manifesting your SP. Everybody thinks of SP, your specific person, if you're new to all of this, as being your romantic counterpart, right? Your that thing. But SPs can be anyone from manifesting a specific person for a boss, or specific type of person for a boss. It doesn't have to be like that exact person. It can be, a personality type. Or SP could be manifesting, it could be a specific job, or, friendships. It doesn't have to be romantic counterparts. So, but in the romantic sense, we oftentimes get caught up in this idea, because I have people come on my channel all the time, especially on Sundays, and say like, who is my soulmate or my twin flame? And I'm going to define for you guys the way I see soulmates. And maybe you'll probably turn off if I say, like, I really don't believe that there's one specific person for you. Like, I mean, as in like this and the only person, but I do believe you can manifest a specific person. So let's clarify that. So for me, a soulmate is somebody that you've shared many lifetimes with. And, your soulmates can be friends. They can be lovers. They can be your family. They can be your dog. Your animals could be a soulmate of yours. It could just be a neighbor, or somebody that you have a very short connection with, where, you run into somebody and you're like, I'll probably never talk to them again, but I feel this like really interesting connection, like I've known them forever. That's a soulmate. And you have soul families or soul tribes, right? So you do incarnate multiple times with different people, and these people will take on different roles in each life, depending on contracts that need to be fulfilled for you to get the experiences you're supposed to get, or just the roles that they want to participate in. Think of your lifetime as a play or a movie, and everybody plays a certain role, right? And not everybody wants to play the same role in every movie they do. And manifesting, all the thought stuff, is the script writing. And then everything sort of has to show up on the outside in the 3D. So then we look at twin flames, and this is a little, my belief has always been that twin flames under this definition, but then I heard another definition recently and I thought, okay, maybe, but probably not for me. It feels a little bit more tangible, but still not my thing, but I'm going to share it anyway. So under the definition that I always understood twin flame to be, it was more about, it's this person that comes into your life and they mirror you, and you're living, similarly, and they're mirroring you. So there's a lot of push and pull in the relationship, a lot of hot and cold, but they force you to awaken or to like realize things within yourself because they're mirroring you. To me, that just sounds like a more dysfunctional relationship with lots of like toxic behavior. And I sort of like have always felt like that somebody came up with that because they didn't want to address their own behaviors and things that needed to be reprogrammed. It's hard to look at all parts and all sides of you. It's not easy. I think that's why they call it the dark night of or what is it, like your your shadow self, right? You're the dark night of the soul when you're sort of doing the work to look at all aspects of yourself. And I think people came up with that just as a way to like not have to do that. Oh, I don't really have to, this is just the universe putting us together. We're twin flames. Also, it's like sort of the idea that we're two half of a soul that makes up a whole, and you're whole and complete on your own. Like there is no half of a soul. I've seen two souls incarnate in the same body, like from like walk-in stuff. That's weird. But that's another story, and it's not possession. It's just this weird thing that happens. Anyway, and it's not common at all. So like, I don't want to hear about everybody who decides that like, oh, that's me. This is not very common at all. I've seen it once. So then there's this theory that I heard the other day when I was watching, because look, this is like my thing. I love spiritual stuff, and I love like learning new ideas, different religions. I like to learn why it makes people tick the way they do, why they follow certain belief systems. I find it completely fascinating. So I'll fill you in on whatever I find out. So the twin flame story I heard yesterday was interesting because it was like, you spend many lifetimes growing and developing your soul, and your soul gets so big for this avatar that it can no longer fit in this avatar. So it splits, and then it splits into two full souls. I suppose this is sort of like the way cells split when when a baby is forming. I don't know. That's the way I was like, oh, maybe. And they're identical, and they mirror each other, and then they go and they live their own lives, and they do their own things and follow their own journey. And then when they come back into union, they're mirroring each other and sort of showing each other their good and their bad, right? And they cause an awakening for each other. And then you're able to find your own purpose in your life. We're going to talk about purpose too, because I have a hard time with that one too. And I'll tell you why. So I think that's a little bit better of a theory, but it still doesn't sit right with me, because I'm kind of like, it still puts it into this human idea that souls can only exist in a certain amount of space. And I don't believe that. I think that, you're never too big for the body you're in. I'm happy to be wrong. These are my belief systems. You want to go with that theory, go for it. It just doesn't work for me, but I'm telling you about it because I think it's interesting, and maybe it works for you. And again, there's this idea then, which is disempowering. I'll talk to you about it in just a minute. Okay. So then there's this idea of being disempowered, where it's like, again, I need somebody else to wake me up to know my own full purpose. And I think that's garbage too. So when you're manifesting, these are collective beliefs about relationships and connections, and also how your relationships interact and why I think they're blocking you. Because then you get this idea that it's a romanticized idea about what a soulmate is and what a twin flame is. And like, I just have to find mine so I'm whole and complete. No, you don't. You're whole and complete on your own. And you don't need somebody else to help you find your own purpose in life. So this goes back to the idea of self-concept and why we have to build up our own self-concept and reprogram. Self-concept is how you view yourself on the subconscious level, not just like, oh yeah, of course I'm not a terrible person. It's like loving yourself fully, accepting yourself fully, knowing that you are perfect just as you are in all of your imperfections. And so where does our self-concept come from? It comes from our family members. It comes from society. It comes from all these things. And like, it's really, really like kind of pushed in and kind of ground in there between the ages of birth and 5 years old. And then it gets reinforced, right? Reinforced through society and reinforced through whatever you're manifesting subconsciously. So it's what is your self-talk? What is the first thing you think when you look in the mirror? Do you see all of your flaws? This is about not being valuable, not being enough, not loving yourself, not feeling worthy, not seeing your beauty. I used to look in the mirror and only see my flaws. I mean, I think it's natural. Um, I don't anymore because I did the reprogramming and I'm like, I'm really proud I'm definitely not perfect, but I'm really proud of myself. So everybody has these things. It's part of the human experience. So I was talking about the self-concept and finding your person. Well, your person, whatever role you're creating for love in your life, there's going to be people that can show up and play those parts. It doesn't have to be one specific person. Now, if you're manifesting a specific person, like you want your ex back or whatever, or you want, there's this a person that you've always loved, blah, 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 or your best friend, and you don't have, if you're manifesting that is a specific person. Indeed, that is a true specific person. But if you just want somebody who has qualities of being emotionally available and financially secure or wealthy, whatever it is you want, somebody who, loves horseback riding, like whatever random things it is you want, you can have those. It doesn't have to be there's only one opportunity out there to meet that person. But having this idea that there's this person that's going to open you up and awaken you and provide this role, that sets you up for like a lot of blocking, right? Because then that other person doesn't quite fit it. So focus on yourself. Start observing what your views are on love and what your views are on soulmates and soul connections and divine counterparts. I also think that idea of divine counterparts sort of throws it into this realm of unattainable. And the other thing about purpose in life, purpose. What's your purpose? If you think that your everyday living is not purposeful, you are sorely mistaken. There are conversations that you have, interactions that you have that you will never think twice about that are going to be life-changing for somebody else. Simply by saying hello to a stranger on the street, you may change their life. Maybe they were down in the dumps. Is that romanticized? No, because somebody in that moment may really need to be noticed. I've had people tell me that things that I've shared with them, and not like on a big level, were just like, I never looked at life that way. And I'm just like, to me, it's like nothing. This is the way my brain works, whatever. Your life is not about one purpose. It's about the entire experience. It's about creating the life that you want. What I think people are mistaking purpose for as what's my passion? What's my passion in life? And then also mistaking that if I find my passion, that thing that I just enjoy really doing, that then it's going to always be easy. And it's not. My passion is doing all the spiritual stuff, sharing my gifts and helping other people develop their psychic abilities, helping other people. I love, my passion is the spiritual, connecting with manifesting and again, studying all kind of spiritually things. So religions and everything. I just love all of that. That's my passion. And I'm grateful that I get to use it to share it with others and make money doing it. And energy exchange. That's all money is energy exchange for your services, right? I'm grateful that I get to do that. That is my passion. But it wasn't a person that made me discover that. It was following the little things that kind of made me tick and gathered my interest. But my purpose is more than that. My purpose is every moment in my life. And my being a mom and being a sister and being a parent or I said that twice, right? Being a daughter, all of that, friend, just a citizen of the universe, right? That's my purpose. So don't dismiss who you are by thinking that you're not important because you haven't found your passion. I don't know. Does anybody have any questions about any of that? Let's see. Seashell says, what is manifestation and let go? Deep thinking of what we want while thinking of what I want, but so many kinds of other things pop up at the same time. It's kind of crazy. What do you mean so many other things pop up at the same time? So when you're manifesting, some of the limiting beliefs that stop you are the idea that like, oh, well, everybody wants this, or there's a finite amount of money, or there's a finite amount of positions in that field, whatever it is. Manifesting is the idea of asking for what you want and knowing that it's there and having zero doubt about it. Many people thinking of the same thing. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. So if you think that everybody wants to be a doctor, look around yourself. Look around, because the world is not just full of doctors. And people didn't just like take being an engineer because it was second best, and like, well, I couldn't be a doctor, so I was an engineer. Or there are people that like want to be plumbers and mechanics and things that do not require all of those degrees. There are people who want to be carpenters, and I want to talk about that carpenter word real quick after this, but hairdressers and you name it. I know somebody whose dream job is to work at Costco. And it's like she's very intelligent, and she likes working with money. She said, I like working with people, but it's nice to and this is like, I heard this through somebody else, but she likes working with people, but she likes like the short little interactions and like, okay, move on with your day. And she said she likes puzzling out, putting the things in the basket. Like that to her is her dream job. So if you think that everybody wants the same thing, you're sorely mistaken. If you think everybody wants to be rich, I read on manifestation boards, like one person was like, I don't want to marry somebody that comes from a rich family because they have a belief system that it comes with other problems. So if you think that everybody wants the same thing as you, you're wrong. Here's the other thing. Not everybody believes in enough that they are deserving enough of that thing. So say everybody wants to be with one specific person, like whatever, like, I don't know, whatever. Or everybody wants to have like, there's a job up, or I guess this would be a good example. Like, so in acting, right? So there's a role that comes up and there's like 50 people that all look the same and they want the role. There is one person in that room, I guarantee you, there is one person in that room that embodies that and says, this is mine. I know it's mine. They have zero doubt in the world about that. They're the one who's going to manifest it because somebody else has a doubt about it somewhere along the way. So, and then there's the idea of letting it go. So don't worry about it. With manifestation, the law of assumption is it's done already. I don't have to worry about it. It's done already. That's why I like it, because there's really no feeling about it at all. Like zero. It's just, I think it and it's done. I don't have to like create a scenario. I don't have to, it's like, I'd really like this. Okay, it's mine, it's done. And then you just move on with it and you don't worry about it. You persist until it manifests in the 3D, because if you do have like that doubt that pops up, you just go, no, and you reframe it. It's mine. I'm not worried about it. Circumstances don't matter. Everything's possible. I get whatever I want. I deserve to have whatever I want. And that helps you kind of like move away from the doubt moment. But it's yours. And you don't sit there and look around like it's not here yet. It's not here yet. You just go, oh no, it's mine. I'm not worried about it. It'll show up. I'm not worried about it. It's done. It's only tricky if you say it's tricky. That's why I say to you, there is no perfect way of doing it. If you find the thing that like clicks for you, and that's why I like research all these other people. I've researched, I've followed Abraham Hicks. I like Louise Hay, Wayne Dyer. I don't quite connect energetically with, there's some dude, he had a really popular book. He was on Oprah. I can't think of his name. I don't energetically connect with him. So, and I really like Neville Goddard and Florence Scovel Shinn, right? They're more the law of assumption stuff. And then, Dylan James teaches that as well. And this other woman, I can't remember her name. I just want to make sure that my school, because my phone is beeping. I just want to make sure my daughter's school is not calling or anything. No. Okay. So there's a million different ways to do something. There's not one best way. And so it's what's best for you, not best for the collective, right? Um, the way that each one of them says though that for sure is like the way of how you get around with this as if you already have it, as if it's already done. So if you want to imagine it before you go to sleep, if you want to do the 17-second thing that Abraham Hicks teaches, if you want to write it down, if you want to create a vision board, it's as if it's already happened. If you want to say the affirmations over and over, it doesn't matter. It just, the only requirement is as if you already have it, as if it's already happened. Even in the Bible, there's a verse that says, pray as a child as if you already have something and it's done. There's a whole bunch of verses that are in the Bible that teaches it. So this is the thing I was going to talk about, the carpenter thing. Jesus was a carpenter. What does a carpenter do? Carpenter creates, right? From nothing, creates from nothing. And it's funny to me, and he was also, I believe he was a rabbi, but he taught how to create from nothing. I thought that was interesting. That kind of came to my mind the other day. Let's see, Raktan, you said, Anna, I always wanted to be manager, but I had bad relationships to all of my past managers, so I see them as bad. Oh, well, so then, okay. So part of having relationships with your managers and seeing them as bad and having hard relationships is really more about your self-concept, right? I've had crappy managers. I've had really good managers. They aren't all bad, right? So, but they're showing up, mirroring how you feel about yourself. I got that wrong, and I wanted to talk about that in a video where it's like that idea of where people say the mirroring thing, like people show up and reflect who you are. It's not reflecting who you are. Okay, I want to say that they reflect how you feel about yourself, because how you feel about yourself, who you are two totally different things. How you feel about yourself and who you are two very different things. So they're showing up in a way about how you feel about yourself. So do you feel valuable? Do you feel worthy? Do you respect yourself? Do you know that you deserve respect? And again, it's not because you've done something monumental and so it's because you are a human being, you are a soul here experiencing it, and therefore you deserve respect. That's it. You don't have to earn it. Like that idea that you don't get respect, you have to earn it, is sort of a little kind of strange. If you respect yourself, you know that you're worthy, you're deserving, that you're kind and good, that you're really good at your job, that will reflect from your management, and therefore then you have a different manager. So that's one thing. So, and I'm not saying you're a bad person because you see these managers as bad people. That's not what I'm saying. Then there's the idea of you can be whatever you want. Maybe you don't feel like you're deserving of a position where you would be in charge of others. Maybe you don't feel like you've earned it, or I know a lot of women who feel like they have imposter syndrome and well into their 40s. They feel like I don't deserve the accolades, or I shouldn't be in this position of teaching until I have X, Y, and Z degrees, or I shouldn't be in this higher position until I've earned it, right? But then you see, and I hate to say this, I'm not bashing men, but men will step in much sooner and feel like they're, deserving and whatever. Like I watch people who've been only doing, they've had their awakening into their spiritual gifts only a year or two ago. And they're like, I'm going to teach the world about it. And I've been doing this for God, like 20 plus years in like really hardcore, like researching it. But I was always sort of a student of spiritual inquiries. When I was a little girl, I remember having a dream standing in front of God and asking what the secret of the universe is. I think because I wanted a hack. And I got the answer. I just snorted. And I got the answer. And then what I realized was I forgot it, and then I just stumbled around. And so I think my whole thing is to teach you guys to learn to be observant and understand what your thoughts are and what collective beliefs are. It's not just your own thoughts, but what collective beliefs are and what you resonate with. And then how are those stopping you? Because if you can become observant, you can shift things. That's the hack. It takes a little bit longer, but that's actually the hack. It helps you release things quicker. So I just wanted to do that quick talk. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I'm going to head back to, I've got just a little bit of time left before I have to go pick up one of my youngest from preschool. So it's a savoring me time, but I wanted to share with you kind of these things that are coming to my mind and my observations, and maybe for you to like learn to be a little bit more observant rather than feeling like you're not powerful and like you're helpless and can't figure it all out and you need somebody to give you the answer. My job as a teacher is to not give you the answer, but to give you the tools to master this journey on your own. So I hope you're having a great day. I hope the weather's nice where you're at, or maybe you're having a good night wherever you are. Enjoy your afternoon. And I will hop on here again for some more chats this week because I really, really totally enjoy doing these. And I'm constantly asking my guides, and observing and trying to figure out what would be the most helpful for you guys. So if there's something you're interested in, please, you can put it in the comments after the video loads, or anytime, and I'm happy to talk about those things and kind of figure out what my observations are and share them with you. And if you're interested in a private reading, go to my website, check it out. I've got some different services, and then I'm gonna pretty soon put up, instead of just doing just a reading, I'm going to put, a psychic reading with a bit of manifestation coaching in there too, because as a reader, I get to see the timeline you're on right now and the energetic, like the trajectory you're at right now, but you don't have to stay there. So I'd love to help you learn to shift your position where you're at. So, okay, have a great day.